Hello everyone, it's me, ZGZ, with a brand new video. I've been a little bit busy. I've been making these 3D card arts recently over the last year and a bit, and I was just thinking of ways to actually just make them better. You know, sometimes I'll add like a different material, like I'll add cotton swabs instead of just the cardboard itself to like replicate like Alteria's cloud wings, for example. But yeah, I was just thinking of ways that I can make a cool project idea with cards that I have. And then an idea actually hit me. I was thinking back to, you know, how the whole Game Boy commercials, I don't remember if this is exactly how it went down, but you know, the old Game Boy commercials for when the Pokemon game was firstly announced, it was like a bus driver, it got compacted, all the Pokemon were put into the Game Boy, they were kind of popping out of the Game Boy. What if I did that, but with cards? So if I can make a display Game Boy Color and get all those cards to pop out of that Game Boy Color, I think that would be a really, really cool idea. So with that in mind, I've got a stack of 151 Pokemon cards. This is various cards from various sets, including some rare cards, some holo cards, some old vintage cards as well. I actually have all original 151 Pokemon here. I kind of want to display it in a way that it pops out of a display Game Boy Color. Obviously, there's one card missing from this stack that's not here. You guys saw the title of the video, and yeah, just give me 1 second. I'll be 1 second. Oh. I have with me, right here, my one and only Base Set Charizard. And it's sleeved and packed. I'm going to be cutting up this one. As you can see, it's a perfectly graded PSA 10 card. If you look closely at the corners here, this corner's freaking seamless. You look at the back of the card, there's like no whiting whatsoever. It's not crinkled. It's honestly in perfect shape. All jokes aside, fun little story about this card is when I was a kid, I got it, I pulled it, I was really, really excited. Left it in my pocket for the day, forgot about it. It went through the wash. For what it went through, it surprisingly held up pretty hard. But I think having another use for this, especially cutting it up and making it kind of nice and pretty for art project I want to do, I think it's fair. And that's kind of the case for all the holos I have here, all my base set holos. None of them are probably going to go for value, but yeah, they are all damaged to an extent. I'm not a crazy person, but yeah, I think I'm going to cut these guys up. I'm going to be using this bad boy as an example, and we shall get on with it. And here we are, cutting of the cards. Charizard sitting right here. I have a Poliwrath from Base Set also sitting right here. But yeah, let's get on to it. In order to make this kind of collage happen, I have to individually cut 151 times. How I'm going to do that is I have an X-Acto knife right here with some X-Acto knife blades. I'm going to make sure they're as sharp as possible, and I'm going to do a test run on this Poliwrath first. And I'm sorry to all the people out there who are looking at these cards despite their condition and are getting really, really mad or sad or whatever right now. They're not first edition. They're just unlimited, and they're in not good quality because I was a dumb kid who didn't know how to preserve cards. I had no one else in the family who knew how to preserve cards, really. But that's neither here or there, because we got a little bladey. We're ready to slice. The whole idea with this is you want a sharpest blade as possible, especially when you're dealing with holo cards, just because they're thick, harder to move around, and the foil actually does make it look a little like prone to like peeling a little bit more. So yeah, I'm going to start with the Poliwrath. And there we have it. So, as you guys can see, Poliwrath nice cut and traced out. On. We got my baby, my Charizard, the best of the best. Perfect condition, as I said. Like, I'm throwing away hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars right now for this unlimited Charizard in pristine condition. I was thinking a lot about this card specifically, a whole sentimental value, you know? But I think it deserves a better place for what it is. You guys know what the title of the video is? All I could say is this baby, I'm glad you can make the cut. Let's cut the rest. And there you guys have it. Charizard's cut up. This wing almost ripped off when I was cutting along it. We got that. We got this Poliwrath we did right before. So now we have to do that about 149 more times. Now that we've cut all 151 of these cards, we're gonna need to define them a little bit better because it's gonna be a giant collage of cards just all together. So to make them pop out a little bit, we're gonna outline every single one of these ones with some black ink. You could either use watercolor brush pen or a Sharpie, but you can definitely see the difference between outlining every single individual Pokemon versus having them just left and cut as they are. It does actually leave a little bit more of a defining feature towards them, and we're going to definitely need that in the whole grand scheme of things. As some people may be thinking or notice, not every single card is going to fit perfectly within their frame of the trading card. Some Pokemon parts of their bodies are going to be cut off. How we remedy this is we're first going to prime it with some white paint and then try masking the colors as best as we can to match the original colors of the Pokemon. A lot of these parts are going to be covered anyways. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to look believable enough. Let's just get right into it. Bada bing, bada boom, and we're done. Congratulations. Easy as pie. Almost as easy as pressing the subscribe button on channels that you like videos of. Nice pie. We want to envision having the Pokemon pop out of our Game Boy Color. How are we going to do this? Glad you asked. We got a nice 16 by 20 frame poster frame here, along with some green vinyl I found that actually really well matches the Game Boy Color itself. I cannot believe the foolishness, the naivety, the baboonish nature of this human who thought they could use vinyl for the very first time with no issues whatsoever, who spent countless hours, 4 trips to the local Michaels, and hundreds of Canadian duck coins, only to yield the result that is this. So instead of vinyl, I made a plan B. Got some glossy black cardstock, this reflective metallic cardstock to use for the screen, some thick foam paper to use for the buttons, and some orange foam paper to use for the base color of the Game Boy. They didn't have the green I liked. I figured out that a Game Boy Color was 3 inches wide by 5 inches tall. These dimensions will not be proportional when you scale it up to the poster frame. As such, I only focused on the width of the Game Boy Color to scale everything up. We know that the poster frame is 16 inches wide, so we divide that number by 3. Everything else on the display, the screen, the black frame surrounding it, the buttons, all need to be 5.33 times larger than what we measure out. After figuring out those numbers, all there's left to do is to draw and cut out the pieces needed, and glue everything to the glass frame to have it all come together, only to realize that you really, and I mean really, dislike something about the end result. And we're done with the frame. We got the orange Game Boy finally ready. We got the nice border going on. There's only one step to complete this project. It's getting all of these Pokemon onto the screen. How I'm going to try orienting them is I think I'm going to have left-facing Pokemon going out this way and right-facing Pokemon going out this way. The 2 centerpiece Pokemon, however, are going to be this Mew and Mewtwo sitting right in the middle of the screen like this, popping out. I think the best form of action right now is to get some double-sided tape, cut small pieces, put them on there, and I'm going to cut some small squares of this double-sided adhesive foam. I think having them stick out as opposed to them just being all flat on the screen is going to look a lot better. So we're going to do an example with these 2 Pokemon first. We want them to be oriented as close as possible. I can't really do a layout first to figure out how I want them to look because it's really hard and I need them to stay in place. This is going to be a full commitment type job here. I think I want the Mew's tail sticking out. Or what I could do is I could cut this part of the tail and have the shadow ball go in between the butt and the tail. Ah, yeah, that's what I like to see. Grab this foam here, strip like this, the Mewtwo, and the Mew. We want to make this as least intrusive as possible. Is that English? As least intrusive as possible. You guys know what I'm trying to say, right? We need the foam to not take as much space in the back as possible, especially when we're putting backs of other cards together. That actually looks exactly kind of what I wanted it to look like, so I'm happy with it. Now, see you guys on the other end of this part. After all the Pokemon got glued on, the frame was looking a little bit bare. So what I did was add the power light and the Game Boy Color logo. How I did the power light is I took one of those old starter deck damage tokens and painted the back side of it red. For the Game Boy Color logo, I took the image, displayed it onto my computer, hooked up my computer to a projector, placed my Game Boy frame on the wall, adjust the picture accordingly, and then traced it with a black marker. I then took some paint markers, filled in the lines I just traced out, and there we have it. It's done. It's complete. It's over. I'm so happy with how it turned out. It looks so good. So much better than what I envisioned it to be. But yeah, that's kind of it for that. Let me know what you think of the final product. And yeah, my name's ZGZ, and I hope you guys all have a good and wonderful day.